Enjoy your planning as much as your accomplishment, because life is too short for negative energy.
Who said that?
Some guy named Bruce Lee. Maybe he's English.
Move, damn you!
Hey gang, so when I got that question about the backflip tutorial back in episode 49, I was asked at the same time about how to do back walkovers. So this is kind of a continuation on the thing. But learning a back walkover is way different than learning how to do a backflip. It requires different kind of strength, better flexibility, and a different kind of understanding of how momentum works. So again, this is how to learn it on your own if you can't take gymnastics, can't have a class, don't have friends to spot you. Always better to have somebody help you out. But this is how I learned it on my own. So first of all, for a back walkover, you need a strong bridge. And training a bridge, you just lie down, put your hands just a little bit past your shoulders, bring your feet up to your butt, and then press up. And if you can't do this to begin with, just put your arms back and push up, and then go, and then just arch up, but stay on your head as well. And then just try to push yourself higher, and you'll get better at it over time. Also, your shoulders have to be somewhat flexible, but most anybody can pretty much get their hand back there to do a bridge. And every time you train a bridge, just hold it for as long as you can, and keep pushing up through your shoulders. Keep pushing the center of your body towards the ceiling. And if you're doing this a lot, then when you're resting, remember to roll up into a ball or touch your toes to help compensate for straining your lower back. Also, as you can see from my bridge is not that great. My lower back is not that flexible. It's actually been 5 years since I've done a back walkover, but since somebody asked and I thought I could still do it, I basically relearned it in the past couple of days to show that it doesn't really require all that great of a bridge to still be able to do it. Also, when you're training a bridge, try to keep your feet flat on the ground. Like, the common reflex is to be on your tiptoes, but if your feet are flat on the ground, it'll make for a stronger and more stable bridge. And also, when you're in a bridge, don't hold your breath, ever. Breathe through it. So once you have a pretty strong bridge, you can hold the thing for about, say, 30 seconds to a minute. Then you can start working on the walkover part. So while you're in a bridge, rock and push your chest forward. Because the kicking over part of the walkover, a lot of people will naturally assume that it's the legs that are doing all the work, and that isn't anywhere close to the truth. Your chest starts the movement. You have to arch and pull yourself over. It starts with the chest, and then the abs, and then the hips. It's all a sequence. This will also apply to the other half you have to learn. So keep on rocking forward, so you work on stretching out this area and the flexibility of your shoulders. If you can't initiate it starting from your chest, then you're never going to get it. See, if you were in a bridge position and you tried to just kick your legs over, if your upper body isn't pulling you forward first, then your legs are just going to cave in and collapse on yourself, like this. So when you're rocking forward like this, then start with the chest, roll up through the abs, and once you've initiated that movement, then try kicking your legs over. And remember, while you're doing this, always keep pushing up through your shoulders and just be strong through it. You'll probably find that it's easiest to do it if your head is on the ground, but then keep on working up to getting your head off the ground, staying on your hands, and pulling yourself over. On video, the chest movement really doesn't look that big, but it is everything. If you don't start it with that, it'll never work. Alright, so how do you get from standing into a bridge? This is the hard, nerve-wracking part. Although you could potentially, like the backflip video, start from a cartwheel and then eventually turn it over into back walkover, it's not quite the same kind of transition, because when you're jumping into it, like into a back handspring, well, that jump really helps make up for a lot. But at some point, you're going to have to be able to stand from a standing position, just go back into a bridge. So again, you're learning this by yourself. What you can do is start by using a nearby wall and look back. Always look back first. Lean back, reach for it, and then walk yourself down. You have to get used to holding your head backward and looking. And always keep your hands behind your head. It's a safety thing with your hands like this. And with the wall, as you're walking yourself down, as you get more comfortable with walking down into a bridge, you can start to distance yourself further and further away from the wall. And eventually you're going to just have to go for it. Now, with the hands being behind like this is the safety feature. So if any time you panic, keep your hands back there at all times. If you panic, just tuck your head and you'll still land on your hands. At worst, you'll land on top of your shoulders and your upper back, and you won't get injured. So that's a safety thing. Don't go like this. Keep your hands back there, and if you freak out, just tuck your head in. So going backwards into a bridge, again, think of it sequentially. You have to start with your head. Always look back with your head, reach with your arms, and then your head bends first, and then work down from there. Then your chest, then your abs, and then your hips. You have to do it down sequentially. Don't just fall backwards. It has to go down in a sequence. You'll notice that as I go down, my knees will bend and my hips will move forward to compensate for my balance. And as you do this, it gives you more control over the whole thing. Again, if you can recruit a friend to like hold your lower back as you're trying to go back into this for safety, then that's the best thing. Training on your own, this is much harder. So once you can stand up and go down into a bridge, and from a bridge you can walk over, then you just put 2 and 2 together. And all you have to do is just get used to the feeling of landing on your hands and using that backward momentum to immediately pull your chest forward and then start the walkover movement. Once you've done this a couple hundred times, it'll get much easier. Then you can work on cleaning it up, which is basically just straightening your legs out and start lifting your leg up sooner. And again, you saw how gnarly my bridge looked, and I could still do it. So even if you just have a moderate amount of flexibility, if you want to learn it, might as well get cracking. Oh, also on the pulling over from a bridge, this is a good exercise. It really works your shoulders and your abs, and it's a lot of fun. And once you're comfortable with the back walkover, you really want to challenge, try going back into a bridge and then pulling both legs over at the same time. That's pretty freaking hard. But anyway, that's it. So train hard, be safe, get the whole process on video, and yeah, good luck with that.